I mean, it wasn't a bad contract. Wasn't bad. But you certainly got an answer right away. You didn't get jerked around, and they still have those available. There's TV shows now that have these. One's called Shark
Tank.
Shark Tank in the U.S.
They go, I'm out.
Yeah.
They go, equity portion, this is my money I'll give you, this is how I'm going to spread it, I'm going to be in business with Doris, she does 10%, you do 15%, I want 30%, we've got 50% of the company, you get this amount, yes or no?
I love that movie.
I'm out. Took too long to answer me.
Yeah. Yeah. Shark Tank. Yeah. They got a business like that in Japan. It's when they have in Japanese. I don't know if it's still there. But it's a quick way. It's life or death quick. Okay? Now, a lot of people can't give presentations. A lot of people freeze up. You know, and these guys aren't there to be your friends. They're asking hard goddamn questions. And but if you can't stand the heat, don't go in the kitchen. And then that's why when people say, "Oh, why do I get the money?" You fucking haven't looked very hard. Yeah, but it's a very selective. I mean, you're talking about the top 0.2% get the money. And those 0.2% still have a 2/3% failure rate. Venture capitalists, private equities invest on the theory. 1/3 are going to fail, 1/3 are going to break even, and 1/3 are going to make a bunch of money. When Margulis gave $91,000 to Steve Jobs and who's the other guy? I can't remember his name. Wozniak. For 1/3 of the company, that was one of the better investments ever made of all time. You know. And up until just a few years ago, Margulis was still the chairman. He's the one that threw Jobs out, and he's the one that brought Steve back, I believe. Yeah.
Dan, on the raising money with insurance companies, like for example in Jacksonville, Florida, who would you contact in the insurance company to go talk to them about your raising?
Well, what I would do is I'd look at their annual report.
Do what?
Look at their annual report and see who their lawyers and who their accountants were. And then have your accountant call their accountant and say, I have an investment opportunity, yada yada. And then go from there. And who because he will know who's in charge of the fund. You know, you try to call the guy in the fund, and his 5 different assistants are going to tell you to go fuck off. There's a way to get to all these people. Another thing that I found in just recently, in recent years, you can figure out what Bill Gates' email address is. A lot of these guys you can figure out. Okay, is it Bill.Gates at Microsoft, or is it William Gates at Microsoft, or is it William.Gates at Microsoft? You can figure it out. And if you can get through, these guys will, first of all, they'll appreciate your perseverance, and they'll answer you. I've had people get through to virtually everybody. Now, and the smart people don't use that as an address. The guys that aren't interested in hearing from anybody. But it's not that difficult. In Europe, and this is maybe 5 years old, Heiko Foss, one of my superstars, the Bavarian brute,